That's right. You know who it is. It's me, Uncle Ricky. You know where you are. Uncle Ricky's house. So let's get this bullshit started. Another episode of Uncle Ricky's house. What's up? Yeah. Like that intro? Yep, it's me, Uncle Ricky. Hey, let's get to the shit. This Biden, Trump, and their secret documents, faux pas. That's a crazy situation, and in a way it's really bad, but in another way, I think it's a good thing because now the country, America, irregardless, Republican, Democrat, now both sides have a chance to show their integrity. I mean, the Republicans felt that, the Democrats were jumping all over them because their leader, their baby Hitler, their orange Jesus, probably, allegedly, took some documents, hid them in various properties that he owned, after he left the White House. And because of the nature of the documents, he may have perhaps let some of them or portions of them fall into foreign hands. Now, whether that was business hands or government hands, you could almost safely assume that it was whoever hands it was, they did not have good intents or useful purposes to utilize them. They want to use it to hurt the United States, in other words. No good intent there. Now, I get it when, red hats say, well, what about Joe Biden? Joe fucked up, or Joe's people fucked up. But because of the way that Joe Biden handled it, and because of the way that the two situations evolved, Biden's people found them when they were shutting down an office. That was the initial thing. And the first thing they did, realizing the potential, seriousness of the situation, they started following protocol. That doesn't excuse the fact that the documents got left, no matter who left them or how they got left. That is what an investigation has to deal with, and the results of the investigation will dictate the consequences. Now, if we go back to Trump, let's stop first of all. Biden never got any kind of letter from the National Archives to indicate, hey, we're missing some documents, Mr. President or Mr. Vice President. Can you check, and give them back to us before, this shit blows up, more than either side wants to talk about? That never happened. That happened with Trump. Trump got communiques, Trump got requests. Everything that was required to let Trump know that he had the documents. At first he ignored it, and then when he couldn't ignore it anymore, he lied. And then, when the Justice Department got fed up because they couldn't ignore it, because the National Archives was going to have to admit that, hey, the former president got some shit he shouldn't have. So it was going to come out anyway. So the Justice Department gets a search warrant and raids Mar-a-Lago, and the red hats go crazy. They were so mad they started shooting up FBI fucking offices. I can't see the sense in that. But anyway, same offense. I'm not going to say same motive. Let's leave motive out of it now let's put motive in it. Biden says he has no idea. And in a way, I have to believe him. One, because of the situation, and two, because, and I hate to admit it, it's Joe Biden. Joe is holding the country together, and I never thought he could do that. And in his own little slow-ass way, he has made progress, but only progress in areas that he was really honestly interested in. Because a lot of shit he said during the campaign, he had no interest in it. It was just to get him elected. Now, on the Trump side, like I said, he ignored, he deflected, then he just out and out lied. And then when they raided his home and found everything that they did, they found tons more shit with him than they found with Biden. But we're not doing the apples and oranges thing. It's still apples and apples. Granny Smith versus McIntosh. After Trump did all of his shit with, his handmaiden judge down in Florida, delayed Merrick Garland, got it, Justice Department, they did their thing when they were forced to. And it turns out that this shit was like really serious and nobody had any choice to ignore it. So Trump was on the hook. When this happened with Biden, my first thought was, damn, this is just a little bit too convenient. But I don't believe that anymore. I just believe that all of our presidents, I bet you if you go to Clinton, Obama, and Bush and go through this shit for whatever reason, or if they go through this shit, because they see what happened to Biden, you might be getting some more reports, which means there's a breakdown in our governmental system. And the reason I say that is because Trump is a con man. He looks for chinks in the armor. And I think he fucking saw, what a lot of other presidents didn't see, or it got ignored, and he took advantage. But he took the wrong shit, and he took too much of the wrong shit. There's some stuff that's, classified with a high classification that really, in the mix of things, it's not that classified. A lot of people know about it. It's part of something else, or it's technology that has leaked out, and we just never changed the classification. But that's reaching. We don't want to make this any more complicated than it is. I'm just trying to figure out why Biden never got a letter. Maybe they like Biden better than they like Trump, but they didn't leave the White House at the same time. There's holes in the situation. But Trump, being the blustering buffoon that he is, even if he recognized the hole, he overplayed his hand, which we all know he does regularly. Some people can't stand Trump because of his politics. Other people can't stand Trump because of the type of person that he is. And they understand no matter what comes out of his mouth, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, Trump being him, he's gonna fuck it up anyway, so why even bother with him? How is this going to affect the country at this point? Well, because Trump says this cancels out his thing, a lot of his followers feel like, well, the Trump investigation is done. Once again, he's innocent. Trump was never innocent in any of the investigations. It was just that he could never be convicted. And that's not innocence. It's just that whatever the final outcome was, for whatever reason, you're not convicted due to a technicality. In both of his impeachments, you cannot say there was a lack of evidence. The House impeached him. The Senate, which was majority Republican at the time, saved him. It wasn't about innocence, it was about party loyalty. That's what's wrong with the impeachment system. And I think we're going to fucking see that repeated again several times, because these motherfuckers are going to, I know they're going to try to impeach Biden at least one more time than Trump got to, because it's all tit for tat. It's all zero-sum outcome. If it's not zero-sum, it's a negative outcome. But back to these documents, what really pisses me off is that we talk about a two-tier justice system on the state level, that's dictated by income and race and ethnicity. But in the federal system, at the top levels of power, it's not a two-tier justice system. It's like, for right now, until the Justice Department proves different in either case, it's a above the law level. If you make it into the White House, president, vice president, you ain't got shit else to worry about. You are golden. That's why Trump has thrown his hat into the ring so early, and he has basically done little or nothing to project his campaign. All he's done is stick his nose into affairs and obstructed the investigations into himself. And motherfuckers think that this motherfucker should be president again, seriously, to save the country? I think not. But who the fuck am I? We are in perilous times. And if we, the people in the middle, I don't care what your political platform is, if you stop putting politics over country, party over country, and start putting common sense in line with the survival of a nation, and at least sticking by the values that have gotten us this far. It hasn't been perfect, but we here, ain't we? Because how can you look at another side when they don't even have a plan? And that's the question I'm going to leave you with for this episode of Uncle Ricky's House. Peace out. Goodbye. See ya.